Last night on Survivor, Panama, Exile Island, the tribes duked it out in the most physical immunity challenge in the history of the game. And in the end, Misty paid the price at Tribal Council.
For immunity. Survivors ready. Go!
Go, go, girls, go, go, go!
Gotta find the bag and get it back to your mat. Misty and Danielle getting into it.
Three, pull Misty. Push Misty down.
Sari tosses Misty off.
The plan of Tribal Council tonight is to vote off Misty. She's an engineer, she's smart as hell, and she could cause some trouble.
Misty, tribe spoken. Second go.
Oh, yeah, Misty Giles is with us this morning. Well, you don't even look like the same person. Good morning.
You do. Good morning.
Yeah, you clean up, you clean up well. How surprised were you last night?
I was pretty surprised. I'm telling you, watching that, it was just bringing back all these flood of memories. It was tough going home. I was not ready. Not ready at all.
Because you and the blonde girl, Sally, seemed like you really kind of had it together there.
Yeah.
Especially watching the show last night, it seemed like you had kind of had your own little power center going there.
We were doing everything we could, using all the tools to our disposal to try and convince those younger men to align with us and let's get rid of Terry and Dan.
Yeah.
But
now I will pick up on what you just said, the tools at your disposal.
Tools at our disposal.
You were using your feminine wiles, as it were, to...
We were.
You were trying. I saw you doing a whole back rub and the massage and everything like that. And apparently, it looked like it was working there.
It looked like it was, but you know, it didn't work out that way. But yeah, we were flirting. We're natural flirts, and we're like, you know, last thing we could do. Logic wasn't working to convince them to.
I'm not sure if I were a
us.
guy and I were in that situation, I would cast you out.
Oh well, see, that makes me feel better.
Under those circumstances, but anyway,
maybe you should have been on my tribe.
Well, that's a whole other conversation. Let me ask you about this: the immunity challenge last night. We've never seen anything. We've seen some pretty physical stuff, but never anything quite like this with the wrestling and the. Now, do you kickbox or something?
I kickbox, and this was Jerry Springer meets Survivor. So, yeah, there's no kicking, no chokeholds, nothing that you could really do. It was sheer mass.
Yeah, for people who didn't see the show, you dig in the sand, you get this black, bag out of there, and you have to bring it back to your spot. When you're in the middle of that, what is this like?
Oh my gosh! Well, when you're with Sari, she kind of tosses you around like a loaf of bread. That woman was strong.
Yeah.
She was very pivotal in their win.
Yeah, absolutely.
She was quite a power player, and that her and Bobby at the end when he came in for the win just picked up Ruth Marie and dropped her on his mat. You know, it's just so surreal sitting there in the line watching that, going, oh my gosh, I cannot believe we just lost.
Yeah.
So
what was the experience like for you? What was it like to be out there?
It was completely amazing. If I could do it again, I would go hands down, no questions asked. I really enjoyed my time on Survivor. I'm a huge fan of the show.
Right.
I went into interviews to try and get cast. I had my spreadsheets, the engineer in me. I've seen every episode. I had all the players, and I had really studied the game and was just looking forward to having my opportunity out there. I wish it lasted longer.
Unfortunately for you, it is not rocket science.
That's
you really got bitten up out there. I mean, you look like a different person because you were covered with all of these bug bites and stuff.
I was eaten alive.
Yeah. We have a secret scene we want to take a look at that was not seen. Well, that's a whole other thing. We'll get to eating the worms and everything else. But let's take a look at the secret scene.
Well, no, these guys, no Sims.
Oh,
Yeah. They're the ones that give you the
red things like
this?
Like
that. Yeah, like that.
Like my hands?
I'm amazed at how many of these no-see-ums keep biting me. These bug bites are just, I feel like I'm being eaten alive. I look like some sort of strange patient who should be in a hospital somewhere with all these welts all over me. It's scary. They don't itch too bad, but it makes your skin really sore. So it's not a good situation.
Want to go to Panama?
Yeah, really, not that. But you were also the first one to go off to Exile Island.
Yes.
We were starting to show that. There's no water there, right?
No water.
There's no food. How long were you there?
I was there for 3 days, 2 nights.
Yes. What was that like for you?
It was at first, overwhelmingly disappointing. I'm stuck alone.
Right
Finally getting right at the beginning of the game, and I'm not getting to play. But when you step back and you take the time to yourself, and it was really kind of a neat experience.
What did you eat?
whatever I could find. Roly-polies, ants, termites,
Roly-polies?
worms.
You mean like grubs?
Yeah, like grub.
Yeah, so you just dug it. Did you have any, did you feel like you were getting anywhere close to the idol? Because if you found the idol...
You know, there were so many times I'm digging around going, oh, I'm close. Oh, yeah. No, didn't get it. So, unfortunately, did not get close to the idol.
It was a pleasure to meet you.
It was a pleasure to meet you, too.
Fun to watch you play.
Thank you.
Misty Giles, thanks so much. Up next...